Wait, is Holly Jonas actually going to destroy EJ DiMera's entire life today? Or is the DiMera beast going to silence her forever? And are we really about to watch Johnny's marriage to Chanel completely implode over a dead body in the basement? Welcome back to the channel, Days fans. Today is a fantastic day to dive deep into the absolute chaos brewing in our favorite fictional town of Salem. I've got some massive Salem drama to unpack today regarding the Thursday, August 27th episode. So if you haven't already, smash that subscribe button and let's get into the madness. Let's be real for a second. The writers are absolutely blowing my mind with this EJ DiMera storyline, right? We all know EJ is a monster. He is Stefano DiMera reincarnated, wearing the ring, sitting behind the desk, and playing God with everyone's lives. But framing a teenage girl, framing Holly Jonas for drug addiction just to cover up his own pharmaceutical crimes, that is low, even for EJ. We found out earlier this summer that Holly was poisoned by the contaminated well on Smith Island. DiMera Pharmaceuticals dumped arsenic-laced Corazil into that water. EJ knew it. And to cover his tracks and avoid a massive corporate scandal, EJ literally planted those pills in Holly's bag so that Tate Black and Sarah Horton would find them and think Holly had relapsed. I am absolutely sick to my stomach over this. Dan Regal is completely killing it in this role, playing the ultimate unrepentant villain, but I honestly believe EJ has crossed the line he can never come back. Think about EJ's history with Nicole Walker. EJ loved Nicole once upon a time, and now EJ is destroying Nicole's daughter's life just to save his stock prices. It is despicable. Now, the spoilers for Thursday, August 27th reveal that Holly finally knows the truth. Holly knows EJ set her up. Sarah Horton is begging Holly to wait. Sarah wants to build a solid case, probably with Brady Black's help, before they confront the beast in his castle. Sarah knows firsthand how dangerous the DiMera family can be, especially after everything Kristen put Sarah through on that island. But Holly Jonas is not her mother, Nicole. Holly does not have the patience to sit back and play the long game. Holly hates waiting. Holly is going to march right up to EJ and scream the truth in his face. I think this is a massive mistake. If you ask me, confronting EJ DiMera without a weapon or a lawyer is like walking into a lion's den wearing a pork chop necklace. EJ will crush Holly. EJ will twist the narrative. Remember what EJ did to Sammy Brady years ago? EJ is a master manipulator. EJ will probably threaten to destroy Amy Choi's manslaughter lawsuit or throw Holly in a psychiatric facility if Holly breathes a word of this to the police. I am terrified for Holly, but I am also grabbing my popcorn because this confrontation is going to be sweeps month level television. I want to see Holly slap EJ across the face, but I fear EJ is going to retaliate in a way that leaves Holly completely broken. Moving on to the other side of the DiMera mansion, we have a ticking time bomb involving Johnny DiMera, Chanel Dupree, Theo Carver, and the incredibly bossy Paulina Price. Chanel is highly perceptive. Chanel can sense the thick, suffocating tension between Johnny and Theo. Theo came over to congratulate Chanel on the baby Olivia Alexandria, but the vibes were completely off. Johnny is trying to brush it under the rug, ignoring Chanel's worries. But we all know the truth. Theo is absolutely furious with Johnny. Why? Because Johnny has been keeping the darkest, most twisted secret in Salem. Johnny knows that Lexie Carver's resurrection cure failed. Johnny knows that Dr. Wilhelm Rolf's Versavix drug is basically turning Lexie's brain to mush, and that Lexie is secretly dying in the DiMera basement. And Johnny kept his mouth shut. Johnny kept EJ's dirty little secret while Theo and Abe Carver were left completely in the dark, agonizing over Lexie's whereabouts. I honestly cannot defend Johnny here. I usually love Johnny, but covering for EJ's God complex experiments is disgusting. Theo has autism. Theo relies on stability and truth. Theo already lost his mother to a brain tumor back in 2012, and now EJ and Johnny are forcing Theo to relive that exact same trauma. It is psychological torture. Paulina Price knows the truth too, and Paulina is not holding back. The spoilers say Paulina pushes Johnny to tell Chanel the absolute truth. Paulina wants Johnny to confess to Chanel that Johnny and EJ are just honoring Lexie's wishes by keeping Lexie's impending death a secret. But let's look at the psychology here. Chanel is pregnant. Chanel is actively battling breast cancer. Chanel is terrified for her own life and her unborn baby's life. If Johnny tells Chanel that Johnny has been lying to Chanel's face, keeping a massive secret about a dying woman in their own basement, Chanel is going to lose her mind. I think Chanel will see Johnny as just another manipulative DiMera. Chanel will look at Johnny and see EJ. Chanel will look at Johnny and see Stefano. I honestly believe this secret could lead to a permanent divorce for Johnny and Chanel. Paulina is playing with fire by forcing Johnny's hand, but I am 100% on Paulina's side. Paulina knows what happens when you keep massive family secrets. Just look at the fallout when Paulina hid the truth about Lonnie's parentage. Chanel deserves a husband who doesn't hide bodies in the cellar. Johnny needs a massive wake-up call before Johnny completely turns into his father. And speaking of terrible husbands, let's talk about Alex Kyriakis. Are you kidding me? With this guy? I am so incredibly over Alex and his massive savior complex. Stephanie Johnson is currently losing her mind because Alex has been spending every waking second playing doting daddy to baby Kelsey. Why? Because Joy Wesley's in the hospital. Now, I know Joy was in a car crash. I know Joy has severe hand pain, but Joy is a master manipulator. Joy is using this medical crisis to completely isolate Alex from Stephanie. Joy wants the Kyriakis' fortune, and Joy is using baby Kelsey as a weapon. Joy is playing the victim perfectly, and Alex is falling for it hook, line, and sinker. Stephanie is so furious and so neglected that Stephanie actually ran straight to Theo Carver for comfort. Yes! You heard me! Stephanie is trauma bonding with Theo because Stephanie's own husband is too busy playing house with his ex. When Alex realizes that Stephanie's pulling away and leaning on Theo, Alex suddenly hits the panic button. The spoilers for August 27th reveal that Alex decides to dump baby Kelsey on Bonnie Kyriakis so Alex can take Stephanie out on a romantic date and make Stephanie his top priority. Wow, what a guy. Alex ignores his wife for weeks and then thinks a fancy dinner is going to magically fix Stephanie's severe PTSD and Stephanie's massive feelings of abandonment. Let's be real, Stephanie should not forgive Alex. I am fiercely defending Stephanie in this situation. Stephanie is the daughter of Steve Patch Johnson and Kayla Brady. Stephanie is soap opera royalty. Stephanie was kidnapped by Owen Kent. Stephanie is traumatized. Stephanie accidentally fired a gun at Joy in a PTSD-fueled panic. Stephanie needs a supportive partner, not a guy who drops Stephanie the second his baby mama gets a paper cut. I think Stephanie's going to reject Alex's date night. I think Stephanie is going to look Alex dead in the eye and tell Alex it is too little too late. Alex is acting exactly like Justin Kyriakis did back in the day when Justin was bouncing between Adrian and Angelica Devereaux. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree, folks. Alex is ruining his own marriage, and Joy is sitting in her hospital bed laughing all the way to the bank. Finally, we have to talk about Ariana Horton. Ari is usually just floating around in the background, telling Holly, Tate, and Aaron how great they are. Ari has been babysitting Trey and trying to stay out of her mother Gabby's toxic orbit. But not today. The spoilers tease that Ari overhears something Ari definitely should not hear. What is it? Is Ari going to hear EJ confessing to planting the drugs in Holly's bag? Is Ari going to overhear Paulina and Johnny arguing about Lexie dying in the basement? Or is Ari going to hear Liam confessing that Gabi bribed Liam to leave town? If you ask me, it has to be about Gabi and Liam. Ari has been freezing Gabi out, but if Ari gets hard proof that Gabi paid off Ari's boyfriend to skip town, Ari is going to explode. Ari is Horton. Ari is the daughter of Will Horton and Gabby Hernandez. Ari has that fiery Sammy Brady energy mixed with Gabi's ruthless cutthroat streak. If Ari gets her hands on a massive piece of blackmail, I honestly believe Ari will use it to destroy whoever is standing in Ari's way. Ari is not a little girl anymore. This could be the exact moment Ari goes from a background babysitter to a front and center legacy villain. I am so here for a dark, scheming Ariana Horton taking over Salem. Imagine the absolute chaos if Ari decides to blackmail Gabby for Gabby's DiMera inheritance money. It would be the ultimate poetic justice and a brilliant callback to the days of Nick Fallon. So, Days fans, I have to know what you think. Is Holly making a fatal mistake by confronting EJ DiMera alone, or is Holly finally going to be the one to take the beast down? Will Johnny's confession destroy Chanel? Let me know your wild predictions in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell so you never miss out on our daily Salem gossip. Until next time, keep your friends close and your DiMera enemies closer!